28 years ago, I knew I couldn't continue to listen to what I was listening to in church after all my life being in the church. So I would kneel by my bed every night and cry and ask the Lord, please help me. I feel like I want to get out, but I haven't got a pastor and I don't know how I can manage not having a pastor. Had one all my life. Anyway, I got up from my knees and my Bible was on the bed. And I'll always remember, I opened it up. I didn't know where I was opening it up, and I looked straight down at a verse, and it said, I will be your shepherd.
Amen.
And I felt greatest relief. The Lord was going to be the shepherd.
Amen.
And then, the next night, I was kneeling by the bed and I was crying again. I must have somehow not thought about the Lord being my shepherd. And when I got up from the prayer, my Bible was on the bed and I opened it up. I hadn't marked that text or done anything, and that same text was there, I will be your shepherd.
Mm.
And then the third night I was kneeling by my bed and I started to cry again because I felt so lost and I didn't know what to do. And I opened the Bible and once more the same text, and it was no marker, there was nothing. And it said, I will be your shepherd.
Amen.
And he has for 28 years. And I never again asked the Lord again about that because I knew that was okay. It was all taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been wonderful. And there's so many people in the church that want to hear truth that aren't getting it. And a lot more seem to be waking up and asking.
Who
And
God is.
Pastor Messa, it's so lovely to see you today. I've heard some of your tapes, so that's lovely.
Praise God.
Yes. I asked the Lord one day to give me 2 new verses to learn. And one was, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Isaiah 41:10.
Yes.
And there was another one too. Anyway, a couple of years later, there was an Adventist lady and a man, a husband, who were in court. I was watching the news in New Zealand. And for killing their baby. Poor people.
Yes.
They'd gone to the hospital, and the hospital had said, you've got to sign a paper that says if anything happens to the baby, it's not our fault. Well, they started to panic. They thought, what are they going to do? And they fled the hospital. The baby died the next day.
Mm.
They loved the baby. So I thought, I'll write to them. I wrote to him. I never heard from him, but I started writing to her, Debbie. I started writing to her, and she would write back. And you'd think it was me in prison. She would write such encouraging letters, Bible verses. And later on, when I spoke to the people in the jail, she had worship every morning. All the women in her wing used to come, and she'd do Bible studies, this woman. Anyway, one day I decided to write this verse, Isaiah 41:10, out in full, not just put the text. And when she woke up a bit later, a few days later, she woke up one morning and all of a sudden she said her words were, I needed more encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
So she asked the Lord to give her more encouragement that day. Now, every day she received mail, but that day she only received 4 letters.
Okay.
One from the United States of America, and the Bible verse in it was Isaiah 41:10.
Okay.
One from Western Australia, the Bible verse was Isaiah 41:10.
Mm-hmm.
One from the North Island of New Zealand, and the Bible verse was Isaiah 41:10. One from the South Island of New Zealand,
Wow.
and the Bible verse was Isaiah 41:10.
Mm.
The Lord controls the post office.
Yes.
Even if we knew one another, we couldn't have got those letters in one day, could we, Jeff?
No,
and the
they're
same day.
They were all posted at separate times, but they arrived on the same day.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That one day, the 4 letters. So she wrote back and told me.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately thought, I'm going to ring her. So I got onto the prison in New Zealand, and they said, are you related? I said, yes, I'm her sister. And I knew I had to be very truthful. And then I said, well, actually, I'm her sister in Christ.
Yes.
And they said, oh, well, look, we'll put you through to such and such, but you won't have much hope of getting through. So I ended up going through 4 people. My last one was a man fairly high up. He said, you're not one of those people that wrote that Bible verse, are you?
Ah.
I said, yes, I am. He said, I'll give you 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
They gave me 20 minutes with her.
Wow.
It was wonderful. And her, you know, she knew the Lord was with her, and she knew that. That's why she was able to do what she was doing.
Yes. Amazing.
Amazing, yeah. He controls the post office as well.